So before we run off to Costa del Sol, I wanted to stop by real quick to show you guys the housing area for Limbs of Lominza. And in case you're wondering, I basically saved the best of the three for last because I love this area. It's my favorite. You get this gorgeous beach, right? You have this huge dock out here you can come out on and hang out on the dock. Got all these nice little chairs and stuff. But hey, in case you were wondering, just like in the other ones, yes, you can swim. You can totally swim in the beach here. The beach is absolutely gorgeous, but the whole scenery is really nice. Like, I love how they have like these big tall towers. Well, that's the apartment complex over there, and then they got like these pillars over here. Like, the whole area is just really pretty. The music's really nice in this one. You'll see a lot of, if you play on roleplay servers, you'll see a lot of times there's like RP events and stuff will happen on the beaches here. And then this is your marketing area where you can get all your market supplies and stuff. So, but yeah, they'll have like parties and events and stuff will happen on the beach. Like almost every holiday there will be some kind of party going on, and it'll usually be at it'll either happen here at the beach, or another popular one is in Gridania at the amphitheater. So there's a few places, but I love this area. All right, let's get going back to the things. So as you can see over here, Costa del Sol's got all these beaches and stuff. And in case you haven't figured out from listening to me talk about this stuff in this game or just any other games that I played, I love beaches. I grew up in North Carolina, and we went to the beach pretty regularly. And then I lived in Florida for a while, and we went to the beach all the time. And then I worked in San Diego for a while, and of course there's lots of pretty beaches there. I love me my beaches. So Limsa is one of my favorite worlds in any game, to be honest. And it's largely because there's so many great, just really nice beach areas, to be totally honest. Pardon? You wish to slay the Lord of Crags? We must slay him, Captain. The people of Limsa Lominza are depending upon us. Huh. You fancy yourselves heroes then, just like in the tales? Be not so quick to judge. Long have I labored for the well-being of you and yours, and my associate here has bathed in Ifrit's hellfire and lived. She is blessed with the power that protects her from primal influence. Thus was she able to lay low the Lord of the Inferno. We know full well the risks, and have taken every possible precaution. We lack only the knowledge of how to enter Titan's lair. Pray, be so good as to grant us the boon of your wisdom, and we shall be on our way. A woman who can't be tempered, useful, but it will not be enough. It is true that the company of heroes fought and felled primals, but each victory was bought with the lifeblood of brave men and women. And Titan was the worst we faced. Aye, we defeated him in the end, but he took from us some of our very best. Even if you possess the power you claim, I have no reason to believe you will succeed. Believe what you will, we mean to try. Though our lives be forfeit, we will not abandon Limsa to the wrath of Titan. You are passionate, I'll grant you that. And you deserve better than the greeting I gave you. But I will not send you into Ogormo. I will not send you into Ogomoro on a whim. To be plain, I do not wish to see you give your lives in vain. At the very least, I must have assurances that you are more than capable adventurers. I oversee security for Master Gagaraju's estates. Perhaps you can demonstrate your abilities by attending to one of our... Ye gods, man, have you heard nothing I have said? We have not the time to perform trivial tasks. The enemy is at the gates. Do you imagine words can sway me, girl? If you dislike my conditions, then you are welcome to find your own way into Ogamoro. Though it pains me to admit it, I figure we have no choice but to acquiesce to the man's demands. Yet, much remains to be done if we are to best Titan. Forgive me, but I must ask you to undertake this task alone. I will use the time to see to the remaining preparations. Leaving the dirty work to others, are we? Very well. Pray, do whatever the good captain bids, however trifling. Remember, the fate of Limsa Lominsa hangs in the balance. So you're just gonna leave me? Thanks for that. Master Gigaruju's requests can be more demanding than you realize. Before I set you on your true task, I would like to verify that this won't be a waste of my time. A Nyx has recently been seen prowling the beach to the east. As you can imagine, my master does not want large slimy creatures anywhere near his lands. The beast is cunning, but you should have no difficulty luring it out with herring. Slay the Nyx and return to me. Oh, and don't forget to bring me a leg as proof of the kill. Man, I just love this area. Alright, so we set the fish, and we have to hide over here. As you know, I don't know why we have to hide. Everything else, when we put something out, the monster just randomly appears, but you gotta hide this time. There's the Nyx, which is a giant toad. Tricky Nyx. Beaches are not for frogs. They're for kids. I'm just gonna leave this fish here, and you can remember that you died for a fish. Well, did you deal with the Nyx? Lest you think me overly cautious for testing you in this way, you should know that we had an incident not long ago. A foolish young employee was dismissed for lying about his past. He claimed to have served in the company of heroes, but I knew for a fact he did not. Wow, I wonder who that was. Anyway, now that the pointless busy work is finished, I shall give you a challenge as befits your talents. Two highly distinguished individuals are scheduled to visit Costa del Sol in the near future, and Master Gigeruju wishes to welcome them with an elaborate banquet. But while money is no object, not everything Master Gigeruju desires can be so easily purchased. It is an extremely exotic feast, and so, Sophie, your mission is to seek out and obtain the rare ingredients our chef requires, not our chief, our chef. Naturally, such fine dining must be accompanied with a suitable wine, and by suitable, I mean the very best there is. That, however, can wait for a time being, as I believe you have enough on your plate as it is. It will be a long and arduous journey, but you need not toil alone. Many of the mercenaries who once served under my command still live, and they will guide you in your quest. For the first ingredient, I would have you travel to the South Shroud and speak with Landinel at Camp Tranquil. What? Do you mean to tell me you cannot afford to waste time as your associate did? Adventurer, if you have not the endurance to complete this mission, how do you expect me to believe you can outlast the Lord of Crags? Either do it or don't. I have work to do. So in case you're wondering, yes, this becomes a long and tedious, just like he said, quest chain. The good news is they actually did cut a bunch of it out. It's not as bad as it used to be. So that's the good news. I'll try to point out spots that I noticed where they did cut it down. This is the Master Garage, though, in case you were wondering. A very rich little Lalafell. And I believe you will see more of him. If I remember correctly, there's lots of places he shows up. Alright, welcome to Camp Tranquil. Kind of like a cool little camp built on these like pillars with these rope bridges between them and stuff. It's pretty neat little area. Let's get myself attuned real quick and then we'll do the quest. Do you require assistance, adventurer? So, this is the one who would challenge Titan. I've been expecting you, Soapy. The ingredient you seek is the egg of a giant adamantoise. The method of acquisition should be obvious. You steal it from the beast's nest, of course. Simple in theory, but difficult in execution. Most who try die in the attempt. Will I help you get it? Ha! You amuse me. I will not jeopardize my position by openly assisting you. From me, you will receive only information. What you do with it is your choice. Let me be clear. The business between you, me, and the captain must remain a secret. See, I don't regret my time spent with the company in the slightest. Traveling the world, meeting interesting people, killing them, it was all good. It was all jolly good fun. Alas, Cretanians are by and large an unforgiving lot. Detto here being a rare exception. That's the Miko right here. I've had to go to great lengths to ensure that I am seen as a model citizen, with no taste for drinking, whoring, gambling, and all those other activities I so dearly miss. So, understand that if you ruin my little charade by wagging your tongue, I'll fashion a noose with your entrails and hang you from the nearest heavens pillar. Wow. He's not messing around at all. Well, what are you waiting for? There's a perfectly good adamantoise egg in a nest to the east of here, just right for the taking. Not that I expect you to live long enough to claim it. The mother never strays far from the child, and you will surely be attacked by the moment you lay hands upon the egg. There will be other heroes, Soapy. You do not need to challenge Titan. Abandon your quest, or your corpse will rot in this swamp. Okay, so this is a great example, though, of where you where they cut down the quest. And actually, I think now that I've read that, I actually like better what they've done here, because it makes Lanendel more roguish. Like, so originally what happened was you came to Lanendel and he said, all right, I'm gonna have you get an egg from an adamantoise, but the adamantoise eggs are protected by Gridania, and if you were to take one, all the wood whalers will be on you, and you'll be cast out of the city and never allowed to come back again, and all this kind of stuff, right? Like, government protected, because Gridania is Gridania. And so he's like, so what we need to do is make a distraction so the wood whalers are busy. So he sends you to go find go find this spot on a tree over off to the side of camp here, and put this pungent odor stuff on it, which will wake up these bugs that usually are asleep at this time of the year. And you fight the bugs, and then you bring the bugs corpse back to him so that you can prove that the bugs respond early. And then he's like, oh my, this is terrible. Like, if these bugs are out early, we're going to have to start getting prepared now, because they're like such a blight on the travelers and on the merchants and stuff. And so we need to tell all the wood whalers to jump into gear and start you know, getting prepared for this. So he sends you to go talk to all the wood whalers in the area, and you talk to all of them, and they're like, oh no, not the bugs. And so then you get done doing that, and you come back, and he's like, okay, now they're all distracted, so you can go get the egg. And then he tells you go get the egg, and then you do the egg thing. Alright, so this is the egg that I'm supposed to go fetch. And we'll just grab it here. Oh, mama turtle. Let me just beat the turtle up here real quick. I think actually if you're not high level, this is actually a decently hard fight, but again, I'm so over leveled for everything right now. It makes it so easy. Yep, just beat the turtle up after you get the egg. Or no, get the egg after you beat the turtle up. You still gotta pick the egg up. And then take it back. It's a very wildlife conservation friendly quest here. I thought you might have the good sense to leave this place. By your continued presence, I take it you intend to persevere to the bitter end? I do, and I have your egg. Ahaha! Such bravery, such recklessness. That will serve you well against Titan. Leave the egg with me. I'll see that it gets to the captain. You should make haste to southern Thanalan. In Forgotten Springs, you will find a man named Udo Nun. He will be your next guide. Safe travels, Sophie. Alright, that's where Little Alamigo is, so we'll just teleport to Little Alamigo, I think. Alright, welcome to Forgotten Springs. You have to go through like a little tunnel from Little Alamigo, and then you'll get here. Okay, so I feel like at this point I should I should explain, before we get into this, I should explain a little bit about Makote culture in this game, in lore, because it is one of the ones that has probably more racial lore than the others do. So the Makote from the Shroud, from Gridania area, from the 12th Wood, the Makote in that area are matriarchal in society, so the females run everything. In the area of Ul'dah, in the desert, like this, it's the exact opposite. The males run everything, and it's very much run in a way where there's one Noon, which is this guy, and then there's a bunch of Tia, which are this guy over here. So a male is either a Noon or a Tia, and the one Noon, and the Noon is kind of like the chief of the tribe and runs everything, and it's a power struggle because every other Tia wants to become the Noon, and every Noon knows that the Tia are after them, and so it's kind of like lions, right? Or I guess lions is a good enough example. Like there's one male, and then there, you know, the one male usually has a small pack of women and children, and as the children grow up, they'll either challenge the male to take over, or if they fail at trying to take over, they'll leave and try to form their own sort of pack, right? So it's kind of like that. And then the females are all basically mates to the male Noon. But I did feel like I needed to explain it. I didn't write it, I didn't create it, I just play the game, but I felt like I needed to explain it because what's going to happen in this quest line doesn't make sense if you don't understand the culture in the game. So what we're going to do is the Noon is going to basically talk about how he became the Noon and how he stays Noon. And if you don't understand what a Noon is and why that's important, then a lot of this will go over your head. So I felt like it was necessary to bring it up. So here we go. State your business, adventurer. Hahaha, so this is the one Wisecat sent me. I haven't the foggiest what he sees in you, and until I do, you will receive no aid from me. Persistent bugger. Very well, let's have a look at you. You've seen your share of battle, there's no mistaking that. And you did manage to obtain that Adamantoid's egg. However, that was not more than a display of brute force and blind courage. The Noon I once fought also believed that his strength would save him. He was wrong, and now I am new. Many years ago, I joined the company of heroes to hone my skills, instead of challenging my predecessor before I was ready. Even when I was young, I understood that victory goes to the patient, the cunning, the pragmatic. That is why I claimed my position, and it is why I still hold it, and it is why I will not help an unproven whelp. The children of the sands do not offer aid to strangers. To do so is a sign of weakness. However, if you were recognized as a skilled hunter in your own right, it would be permissible to assist you. Across the desert to the east lies an Amalja encampment. There dwells a warrior renowned both for his strength and guile. To even face this Amalja in battle, you must first find a way to lure him away from the encampment. This will be your test, to draw out and defeat the veteran. For this, I will offer you no advice, only this worn spear. Why, you ask? You will have to solve that riddle yourself. Now go, slay this old warrior, and bring to me his necklace. So, see, he already brought up the fact that he's the Noon and he defeated somebody else that was Noon before him, that he had to plot that, and then he was talking about how, like, he'll always be the Noon because he's cunning, right? So, I feel like if I didn't explain what a Noon was before that, a lot of that wouldn't make sense, so that's why I explained it. Whether you like it or not, that's a whole different topic, but it is important to understand the lore sometimes. Alright, so here's the spot. We put the spear down. Oh, I guess we go over here and hide. Alright, let's take that necklace back. Tell me, adventurer, is our old nemesis dead? 'Tis a fine necklace, as befits a veteran of countless battles. So we're a week past July 4th. Well past a week past July 4th, and people are still shooting off fireworks because, hey, why not be a jerk in the middle of the afternoon? I don't know. Probably little kids, it's not a big deal. It's just, why does this happen when I'm recording? 'Tis a fine necklace, as befits a veteran of countless battles, and will make an excellent trophy. The spear? It belonged to one of his brothers. I knew when he spied it from afar, he would be unable to resist venturing outside the encampment to see for himself. Did you discern my intent, or was it dumb luck, I wonder? Either way, you impress me, adventurer. I shall tell you of the ingredient you seek.